All right, on today's 30-minute mechanic, winter has arrived. It's cold out here. Got my coat on today. It's cold outside. It's cold in the shop. But we're going to be on fire because we're going to be cutting the frame on the Ranger to see if we can get our step notches fitted into the frame. So buckle up. Let's go. All right, on our last riveting episode of 30-Minute Mechanic, we built our step notch pieces to go in our frame. Now, before I do anything here, I want to move my jack stands. Do I want to do that? I don't guess I really have to do that. Well, I kind of would like to move my jack stands up here to the front where these are just hanging out here and they're not supporting any weight. So let me grab a jack and we can do that real fast. Time out. All right, time in. Okay. Now we got our step notches here that we built, and the intent is for them to set into the frame, basically right there. So they're going to set into the frame. So we're going to cut two notches, make two cuts, trim it out, or this thing will set back in there. So that's what we got to do first. Make sure front, back. Okay. Now I need my cardboard one because it has a index mark on it, 4 inches. Sharpie, where's my Sharpie? Okay, I had an index mark of 4 inches back. I have a Sharpie mark on the frame on each side, right above where the the dumb thing called bump stop, where the bump stop was. Kind of use that as an index for both sides. So right 4 inches is right there. Okay, now you may be wondering, James, why did you make them so long? Why is this so far when some step notches are really short? Well, you might be able to see it. The Ranger frame right here has a depression that's pressed in from the outside, and I'm trying to span that depression where when I cut it out, that little depression area is completely gone. So my notch will fit into the frame on nice flat pieces and not a curved piece that's in there. So we've got our piece here. Oh boy, I like that. Needs to scoot back. Where is my Sharpie? You know what? I probably could use my cardboard one with a little better, might work a little better since I can line it up exactly. So mark there. And that one is here somewhere. The inside mark isn't nearly as critical as the outside. Okay. Find my working dude here. One do is put me a line straight across there. line straight across there. Okay. I'm gonna look and see if that comes out anywhere close to being where it should be. Oops. Well, that's the wrong one. I meant to mark that one. Good grief. It's hiding. It's hiding from me there. Well, I guess I can mark that one too, can't I? Those are the two chunks I want to cut out. But I don't want to go too far. I don't want to go too far over here on the outsides because those are the parts. That's the part. See, that mark would be too far out. That's where I'm going to want to weld across there. What is a better way to do this? There's not a better way. I need to notch that right there. Where is my, tell you what, let's just get my cutoff wheel all racked up here. Timeout. Time in. There's a little knob of frame sticking out right here that's in the way. So I'm gonna zip it off real quick. Okay, made a couple of notches there. Might get the flapper and just even that up right there a little bit. Flapper. Come here, flapper. Look out. And I still don't have shackles. That they came to Amarillo. They went back to California. They came back to Amarillo, and then the shipping people said they were refused when they tried to deliver them when there was nobody here. So evidently somebody refused them. Gosh, how stupid! Nobody was here to refuse them. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. Yep. That is better. Yes. That side fits in. That side fits in good. This side needs a little more room. Surprising. Kind of run out of wheel. Yeah, I probably better grab another one. I'm out. I'm in. I think that one's done. Time for a new one. We can go. Okay, trim a little more. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. Okay, let me grab a clamp so this will stay in place. Get this ridiculous thing off my head. And I'll show you what I'm doing. Where are my clamps? Never prepared. Clamp. Okay. Stick that guy in there. That. Oh, yep. Yep. I do like that. All right. Let me show you what we're doing here. Okay, so you can see we cut out the top and then our step. We'll clamp our step in there and then it'll get welded here and here and here and down here and across here and underneath here. And then this whole center section here will be gone. Of course, weld across there. And on the other side, on this side, we're going to trim right down here so it'll be welded here, there, there, and down here. So this is going to be pretty strong, pretty robust. See my lines line up pretty good. Yay. Pretty happy with how that fits. Now maybe I can jump over and trim out the other side. You can see how it lines up with the frame. Looks pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Now, this is not going to stick into the bed very far at all. I mean, just maybe the bed floor. I'm guessing the bed floor is probably going to be about right here. So it's just barely going to be sticking up into the bed. So, but it's going to give us plenty of axle travel. We won't have to jack with anything and be plenty strong. And if I ever wanted to triangulate from here to there with a bar, I could, and I probably won't. I don't see a need to. But we're going to end up having a shock mount. We're going to run a tube from here to the other side for a upper shock mount for our rear end. So this side will be tied to that side, and it'll be plenty strong. All right, let's move on. Okay, now that we got one side that fits, we'll be able to take some measurements from this side and put them over there, and we won't have to do as much test. Cut a little bit, test, because we got to mark here. We can measure here, mark there, and then we'll be, if I can find my tape measure, we'll be in the ballpark already. Okay, from our center line, that one is 7 7/8, and that one is 7 5/8. Okay, 7 7/8 forward. Just stretch that out. Ain't gonna work. 7 7/8 forward. Mark. And then 7 5/8 to the rear. back. And there's a mark. That'll get us pretty close. There. And there. And then that side we just cut out a chunk that was about 4.5, 5, doesn't matter. Okay. This side's got a little more stuff in the way, but it'll be all right. And in there, this on my head. Just kind of draw these in so I can visualize it a little easier. Yeah. Okay. Come here, grinder. Let's try not to. Oh, gosh. I'm telling you, if something can get hung on something, it will get hung on something. I mean, that cord could have just pulled nice and easy, but no, it got hung. Because that's how it works. Sometimes. Okay. Let's see if we can. Which way is this thing going to throw sparks? I'm trying to throw sparks that way, not towards the galaxy. Okay. Ugh. Apart. All right, need to make a mark on it 4 inches back. 4 inches back. Right there. Now, if this side's anything like the other side, it should almost fit right. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Where's my other clamp? Right behind me. Oh. And our line. Where our line is. Can't eyeball it. Oh. Oh, yeah. Dead on. Dead on where it needs to be. Okay. Gosh. Second side was way easier. I'm going to clamp them both in there. So I can eyeball them. Gosh, that makes a guy happy right there. Come on. Oh my gosh. What is happening here? Sweet. Okay. Okay. And there we go. Side 2 is cut in. It's all ready for me to get in there with a flappy or something and clean that up where I can weld. And I'll tack these dudes in place, and then I'll probably just weld them in. I'm not even going to tack them. I'll clamp them in, weld them, then I'll come back. I'll come back with a Sawzall probably, and come back with a sawzall and go bzz, trim this down and trim that down, and then I'll be able to weld here, down there, and there, and down there. And this is going to be a solid little dude. Pretty happy with how this is working. See the other side over there? And I've considered, like, the bottoms of these are open underneath. They're open underneath right there. And I considered, closing them off where nothing could get up in there. But then I look at the rest of the frame and go, well, there's nothing closed off on the rest of the frame. So there's really no reason to box those off on the bottom and seal those up. So I'm just going to leave them open, not going to worry about it, and proceed on. So there we go. There's our step notches all fitted and ready to go in. All right, it's going to do it for 30-minute mechanic today. We got our step notches cut into our frame and fitted. We're all ready to weld them in and then trim some more stuff out, and we'll be done with the step notch. And then maybe, just maybe someday, my shackles will show up, and then we can finish the leaf spring install. So you know the drill. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, tell your friends. We'll see you next time. Bye.